And earlier today, Wake Forest political science professor John Dinan joined us in the studio to share his analysis on this selection. Joining us now is Wake Forest University politics professor and political expert John Dinan. Thank you for being here with us.
Good to be here.
So day 2 of the conclave, it was pretty much a quick vote, and we did see the new pope that we've been talking about. So what does this mean, the first American-born pope?
I mean, first of all, just to have a pope chosen is just exciting news for all Catholics, and including for a lot of non-Catholics. But to have the first American pope, that is extra excitement for all American Catholics and many Americans in general. It's been a big deal. First pope from Poland, first pope from Argentina, just to think of some of the recent kind of developments. To have the first American-born pope, that's a huge deal, especially when it was unexpected. Not that anybody had any predictions or real knowledge about what was going to be happening, but to have an American-born pope, that's exciting, and it's also unexpected.
In terms of politics, how might having an American-born pope impact our relationship or what does this just mean, the significance behind him being American-born?
I mean, we can see some parallels in this. When we had Pope John Paul from Poland and he was chosen pope, there was a lot of attention that he was able to give to Poland and play a role actually in Polish political developments because of his background. Now, that was a special situation, but to have an American-born pope gives it just a little bit more possible influence in if you would want to try to wield influence or make pronouncements and a way of shaping American society. Certainly Americans will be tuning in, and he would have that opportunity and background as an American pope to shape, to guide, to possibly even wield more influence than would have been the case for a non-American pope.
Do you find it surprising that this was the pick and he is American-born?
Certainly leading up to this, we had our expected possible leading candidates. Of course, nobody ever knows for sure what happens in the conclave until the white smoke comes out. But one would say that it's somewhat unexpected. First of all, it's a big deal to move. For a long time, it was to move away from Italy. Then it was a big deal to move away from Europe and to go to South America. To now to move to an American-born pope, that's unexpected if we actually look at kind of the number of cardinals who had been voting in the conclave. The dominant number of them would have been from other continents other than North America. So it must have, the current pope, Pope Leo now, who's taken the name of Pope Leo, must have had huge influence, esteem, and acclaim in this body of cardinals who are voting on this.
All right, John Dinan from Wake Forest University.